It's KGB. Live show. We gon' set it right. Live show. We only tell the truth. Live show. We gon' set it right. Live show. The true straight way.
Straight from the scripture.
Straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The true straight way.
Straight from the scripture.
Straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The true straight way.
Give me the cloth.
All right. Welcome to the KGB live show with your host, Brother Kabir Gbaja-Biamila. Hey! We are in the social distancing studio tonight. We're all 6 feet apart, I believe. Hey, back up, bro.
Yeah, they can't see that.
We're all 6 feet apart.
You know they spying on our liberty.
Exactly. We just gotta make sure that people are aware.
Yes.
So it's full disclosure. But anyway, Saints, welcome to the KGB Live Show. We're back with episode number 42, and it is Monday. What's the date today? Monday the 4th.
The 5th, is it?
May 4th.
Oh, the 4th, okay.
2020.
So it's not Cinco. It's not
Cinco de Mayo.
Mayo yet. Yeah. I gotta clean my glasses here.
So we're back. You guys
Can
see
they hear
the
you?
title of
I
the show?
can hear you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do a quick sound check. Can everyone hear us? Brother Kabir, you want to say something?
Hey, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Brother Reader.
Shalom.
Brother Jordan
Oh yeah,
Reader.
Jordan. Remember we said we're gonna change you over here?
Oh,
Yeah, and move this over here so I can. You be the guy so I can see your face. You inspired me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try to be here though, because you got to look at the camera.
No, that's what I'm saying. But move this. Move that caddy.
The whole thing.
Yeah, move the whole thing. Yeah, right there. So I can see his baby face, the black Hebrew Israelite. I want to see the mug that the police.
The racist face
You
that he
know, I
has.
want to see that terrorist look. You know.
The face of evil.
Yes. So, does the guy look like he would hurt somebody?
Right. Well, anyway, Saints, we are back. Some quick things just to reference real quick before we move on and get started with the show. Last week's Shabbat message was just awesome by Pastor Dal. If you guys missed that, make sure you guys go to Straightway Live on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Straightway Live. You guys can stay up to date on all things Straightway Live on there. I believe it'll bless you if you did miss it. And even if you didn't miss it, go back and listen to it again because that was meaty. It's been some heavy stuff lately that Pastor Dal has been dropping. So
Big time.
we thank Yah for the shepherd. And that's pretty much. I mean, I'm trying to think back. Sorry, I've had a little bit of a.
Hey, tell them what happened. I mean, just to kind of say why we running a little bit late.
Oh yeah, so I literally just got here. What?
Just 6:45.
6:45. So what? 40 minutes ago. A little bit under 40 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, coming back from Minnesota.
Yep, I came back. I just landed. Well, not landed. I just drove from Minnesota. We were able to bury my father today. So he is in the ground. And as sad of a situation as it is, there's a lot of peace and closure too, just to get that done and give him that honor to put his body to rest in the ground. From dust we came and from dust we shall return, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just like Ecclesiastes says. But yeah, so we're kind of running a little bit late because of me. I was obviously driving from the funeral. So, but nevertheless, like we were just saying, never better late than never.
Yep.
But never late is better.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But anyway, so we're here, Saints. We're here. The work doesn't stop for the Most High. It continues, and we're doing everything for the kingdom. So,
That's it.
But yeah. So last week. Since I was a little bit distracted this past week, so I don't know if you guys can help me out. I know Pastor Dow did a few Facebook Lives.
Yep, Pastor Dow did a lot of rebuke with the. We were dealing with Sister Tammy, her mom, you know, calling protective, whatever welfare check, and him getting that. Obviously, Elder Rufus and Sister Jennifer was sister brought a good word. I caught that. And then obviously you had who was the one? I think it was I want to say Deacon. No, not Deacon Bills. I think it was Elder Becker. Who was on?
I thought I saw Elder Becker.
I think I saw Elder Becker. So, but anyway, just guys, please check that out. We have been distracted, but I do. But Straightway just got a lot of meat going on there. So
Right.
I
apologize, guys. Yeah, that's usually my part of the show where I give announcements. So. Like I said,
we can go right into the show.
Yeah, we can go right into the show here. But I also want to thank all the saints that were able to give as a donation to my father's funeral. It's definitely been helping a lot. And yeah, so just want to give you guys a quick. I know I said thank you last time, but just there's some more saints that gave this past week. So thank you for that. And Brother Kabir, what do you mean when you say submitting to an unbelieving husband? This is a touchy subject.
Well, guys, submitting. So, guys, I got some letters or emails or through my YouTube or through my KGB live show emails where people are saying, how do you deal with a husband who doesn't submit? And so it's great. That's a great question. So I'm going to let the word show how do you do that. So if you guys remember last week, I was talking about knowing your role, right? And every time in the Bible, we go back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 32. It says, it talks about the great mystery. And he's talking about Christ and the church. You have the bridegroom and you have the church. You have the husband, you have the woman. You have the master, you have the bride, right? So we're going to continue staying in that zone. And so I wanted to pull out I don't even want to call it a story because these are our people. This is a historical story. There was a man who was anointed king of Israel. He was actually the first. Here's a history lesson for you. Like that. These are not Bible stories. Okay. Here's a history fact for you. The first king of Israel, Yah's people, was Saul. Saul was chosen because the people of Israel wanted a king. They wanted a king. They rejected Yah. They didn't reject Samuel. They rejected Yah. And so Yah chose them a king. And that man was Saul. He became the first king of Israel. And so Yah picked him. And I'm going to speed up. You can go in there. But then all of a sudden he was anointed. But then you see that Yah went from picking him to now rejecting him. Matter of fact, let me go there now. If you can go to the e-sword. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Let's start. Oh, right there. Good. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Wow, that's pretty good. All right. It says right here, it says Samuel. Did you have this one?
Got it.
Oh, okay. Go. Then read it. Okay.
Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh.
So let me see if I can do something here. Okay, good. I can change it. Okay. So you see here that Yah literally says he sent Samuel to go anoint King Saul to be king over his people. But then just down, you go down a verse here all the way to 26. Read.
And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, and Yahweh hath rejected thee from being king over Israel.
So listen to this, guys. I mean, this is where you get sisters. You get these sisters or these women, especially these European women, these Christian women, right? They say, well, he's not following Jesus. He's not a believer. And so they feel like, hey, why do I need to listen to him? I'm going to go straight to Jesus. I'm not going because he's not a believer. He's not following Jesus. I don't know why they think they can determine that, but this is how women think. But guess what? It's not only you sisters out there. Brothers are doing the same thing too. They sit here and question leadership. They question the pastor. They question an elder. They question how things are. They question the order of things. And you think you're rejecting the leader. You think you're rejecting your husband. You think you're rejecting the pastor or the way things are set up. And really, you're rejecting Yah. Because this is his world. This is his structure. And when we try to go outside of that, we are rejecting Yah. So let's look at here. So you got a man that Yah himself has chosen to be the husband of Israel. He chose Yah. He chose anointed King Saul to be Yah's husband, to be Israel's husband. And guess what? The same person that was anointed, he rejected. Now you'll think like, man, Yah rejected. Samuel literally told the king, you have been rejected. You will think, we don't need to listen to King Saul anymore. Hey, he's been rejected. We can do our own thing. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what happens here. Read. Can I get at 15? Go to
16?
go to 16.
That one's going to be on the east sword.
Okay, we're going to go to east sword here. So can you have that? Okay, read 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 1.
And Yahweh said unto Samuel, How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning?
Keyword, he rejected him. So you got Samuel mourning over, he got rejected. Yah says, hey, they're not rejecting you, Samuel, they're rejecting me. And now you have Yah, not the people. You have Yah rejecting King Saul because of his disobedience. And he's now mourning. And look how Yah responds. Read that again.
And Yahweh said unto Samuel, How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thy horn with oil, and go. I will send thee to Jesse, the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons.
Okay, now go to verse 13 to 14. So you see him clearly rejecting Samuel. Same chapter, going to 13. Read.
Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of Yahweh came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. But the Spirit of Yahweh departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahweh troubled him.
So now the spirit of Yah has been removed from King Saul. He is no longer, he was anointed, but now the spirit is off him. Literally, now you have two anointed. You have two anointed person. You have King Saul, who's been anointed by Samuel. Now it's the same man that anointed Saul is the same guy that anointed David. You would think David was like, man, I'm the king. I can do whatever I want. Hey, you got rejected. Man, I'm taking over now. This is my show. And shortly after that, you keep reading, you'll see he joined the service of King Saul. You'll think after being anointed, he will think that, man, I don't need to listen to you. You've been rejected. You are unbeliever. You are this. How many women do that with their husbands? Where in the word does it say that the woman can just usurp the husband's authority? Where does it say that?
Nowhere.
How many women out there, how many of you sisters out there ever get an opportunity where Yah clearly tell you, I have rejected your husband, and you never have gotten something this clear? Do you see how clear this is? I'm talking about, it's so clear, it's not even funny. Can you imagine if some prophet bust into the house and go into someone and say, you've been rejected to be this woman's husband. You no longer, and he tells the woman he's no longer allowed to tell you what to do. No, that has never happened. But all you prophetess out there, you go out there thinking like, I don't need to, off the line, and you say, I don't need to listen to you because you are an unbeliever. I don't need to listen to you anymore. Let's keep reading. What's the next reading here? I think I have first. Is that now we're going to 1 Samuel chapter 24? Okay, go into the scripture. Read.
And it came to pass, when Saul was returned from following the Philistines, that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats.
Man, you got a man going after a man that Yah himself said, this is a man after my own heart. I mean, is this man acting like does he act like he has the Ruach HaKodesh right now doing this? Mm-hmm. No, he's doing wicked. If anybody has an excuse to dishonor this man, is David. He is anointed. No one else can do this. David can say, Yah himself has chosen me to be king. I don't have to listen to this man anymore. I don't have to. And let's keep on reading. Go. Verse 3. Can I go?
Yep.
Okay.
And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet. And David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which Yahweh said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thy enemy into thy hand.
Read that again. He got people egging him on. Man, can you imagine all these wicked ass Jezebel women? They have their girlfriend. They're saying that what? These are my girls, my prayer group. You know, my girls. You know, they sit here debating. Hey, I think you should call the police on him. I think you need to leave him. You need to obey him because he ain't following Yah. You know, whatever. They make all these excuses. They got them. Come on, girl. You don't need to obey him. He's not following God. He's an unbeliever. If anybody had the best, I'm talking about if anybody had, I'm talking about prime excuse to do this stuff. This is true. This is a moment.
Evidence.
This is evidence. Yeah, even people. And guess what? You got 2 witnesses. You got 2 or 3 witnesses. Like, hey, David. Hey, this is your moment. Yah has handed this man over to you. Let's see what David's going to do. But before we go there, let's go to 1 Peter. I want to go to 1 Peter here. I want to bring this thing together. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 18. It says right here. Read. Do you have that? Let's start in verse 18. Read.
Servants, be subject to your masters.
Woo! Be subject to your what?
Masters.
Say that again.
Masters.
Say that one more time.
Masters.
Man, he said, servants, be subject to your masters. With what?
With all fear.
Mm-hmm.
Not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward.
That means harsh, not doing right, not just. It's easy to follow when I tell you, hey, Jordan, go get some ice cream, because I know he wants the ice cream. Yes, sir. But you don't call me a sir, right? You're gonna say yes, brother. Yeah, but you're gonna go in there and you're gonna get. I mean, that's easy when they tell you to do what you want to do. But what happens when they tell you what you don't want to do? What happens when you feel like he's being unfair? He's being harsh. He's being hard on you. Are you going to submit to your master servant? Women, when you got husbands who's not doing what you think he should be doing, ought to be doing, can you submit to him? I'm going to answer your question. This is how you deal with an unbelieving husband, women. Brothers, this is how you deal with a person that you believe, you perceive, because I know. Perception is reality. See, you believe that you're right in your own eyes, and you believe that the person that you think that's ruling over you is not doing it right. And so you have questions. And so now you try to find justification why you don't need to obey him anymore. Women are doing it. Brothers are doing it. We all can be doing this stuff. And we have an opportunity to see the mystery. Christ and the bride. Christ and the church. We get to see a man after Yah's own heart. See how he handled the situation. Because it's very clear. We have a husband here, King Saul, anointed by the Most High Yah. But then the same man that was anointed was rejected. And not only that, you have another man who still is a servant, because that guy is still alive, right? Doesn't the word say that a woman under Romans, if you look at Romans chapter 7, a woman is still under her husband's law, what? Until he what? When is she free from that man's law? When he dies. Woo! If you go to Romans chapter 7, you will see it. I talk to them who know the law. So even David saw that's still, I may be anointed, but he's still alive. And while he's alive, hey, let's see if this is the kind of guy David is. But keep reading 1 Peter. Keep going. Servants, be subject to your own master with fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward, harsh. Keep reading.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward Yah endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it if when you be buffeted for your faults, you shall take it patiently? But if when you do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with Yah. For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example, that you should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not.
So look at it. We have Yeshua being an example to us. Even Yeshua came down here and acted like a bride to the Father. And he showed us as an example. He didn't tell us to do something that he hasn't done. Everything, there's nothing common. There's nothing new under the sun. Yeshua himself came down here to be an example on how to act like a bride, how to be a servant. Even unto death. Go back and read up there again. Go back to verse 21.
For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example, that ye should follow his steps.
Follow his steps. Okay, Yeshua, please, Master Yeshua, show us how we should do this. Go.
Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth.
Man, no guile. He wasn't back talking or anything like that. No, he literally was submitted unto death. Right? Not my will, but what?
Your will.
His will be done. Right? Keep reading.
Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we being dead to sins should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your soul.
Okay, stop. Okay, go back to now 1 Samuel. Go back to the 1 Samuel, where we left off.
Verse 4.
Verse 4. Read.
And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which Yahweh said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thy enemy into thy hand, that thou mayest do to him as it seem good unto thee. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privately.
So listen to this. So you have an opportunity. He had a prime opportunity. I'm talking about the conditions was right. If Satan wanted to tempt this man to usurp the authority of this man, he had every excuse to say, yeah, I thought I was supposed to. I mean, you anointed me king. You said I was a man after your own heart. You said you reject Samuel, knew Samuel. You're a witness. You said, yeah, I rejected that man. And you came looking for me. I was out in the wilderness just minding my own business, tending to some sheep. I thought my brothers, and you anointed me king. And then all of a sudden, what do you know? Wow, I got the king right here. Right here. Right, even my own brothers are telling me, man, he's right here. You can smite this man right now. You are well within your rights. Well within your rights. Am I making this thing up?
Brother.
You guys are seeing the connection right here? So women, what do you do when you have a husband that doesn't believe and is not doing right? He's been anointed to be your head. Whatever that case, he was anointed and you have no authority to usurp his authority. Men, you have no authority to usurp the authority of the pastor, the elders, or whoever ruling over us. If you really believe that Yah brought you to this ministry, then you need to believe in the structure they put in. It's not like our pastors are even telling us to sin, and you got a man trying to kill. He's going against Torah. Is this Torah? This king is trying to kill a righteous man, straight up. So now what do you do there? We try to find all these excuses. Okay, boom, 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 boom. He's literally trying to kill this man. And let's see how David, this is just a man, just like no different. He's a man out there. Let's see how he responded. We know he had faults. Let's see how he responded when he had the prime example. Keep going. Verse 5.
And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt.
Man, he felt bad. He's like, man, I just cut the king's. Man, it bothered him that he cut the king's shirt or skirt, right? Maybe knowing David, he's more like, wait, what? How come no one's protecting the king? How dare am I able to even cut the skirt of the king, the anointed? Can you believe that? That's how faithful this man was. How many women we have like that to their husbands? Like, man, don't you dare talk about my man like that. But you sitting there backbiting, whispers, talking behind your husband. How many of you brothers out there talking about leadership because you don't like, well, because pastor ain't doing this or they not doing this or your community head or whatever the case is. Instead of you honoring him. Then it bothered him that he even had to cut off the Saul's skirt. Just trying to entreat him. Woo! Was he trying to entreat him? Yes. Trying to use this as evidence to entreat him. I'm not trying to hurt you. Keep reading. Go.
He said unto his men, Yahweh forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, Yahweh's anointed, to stretch forth my hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of Yahweh. So David stayed his servants with these words, and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose up out of the cave and went on his way. David also arose afterward, and went out of the cave and cried after Saul, saying, My master, the king.
Man, what do you call him? My what?
My master.
Wow. Is this the guy that was just anointed? Mm-hmm. This is the guy that just, and he's calling him my master. Did we not start off in 1 Peter and saying what? That he says master, he says servants. Be subject to your own masters. Does it not say that in there? Mm-hmm. Man, keep reading.
My master, the king. And when Saul looked behind him, David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed himself.
He bowed himself. He reverenced. Mm-hmm. He reverenced this king that's trying to kill him. That's a sign of reverence, sign of respect. Now, let's see what's going on here. Let's keep going. Verse 9.
And David said unto Saul, Wherefore hearest thou men's words, saying, Behold, David seeketh thy hurt. Behold, this
So
day...
he's trying to find out, like, who says I'm trying to hurt you? I'm not trying to hurt you. He's entreating the king. I wish I could be right near you to tell you this stuff, but man, you're trying to kill me. Who said I'm trying to hurt you? Keep reading. Behold.
Behold, this day thy eyes have seen how Yahweh had delivered thee today into my hand.
Man, he can see clearly you've been delivered in my hands. Keep reading.
In the cave. And some bade me kill thee, but my eyes spared thee. And I said, I will not put forth my hand against my master, for he is Yahweh's anointed.
Wow. I would not. What he says? He says, I would not do what? What verse is that?
Verse 10.
Verse 10. He says, read that again. I would before master. I don't see it in there.
I will not put forth my hand against my master, for he is Yahweh's anointed.
Man. So my master, he says, for he is Yahweh's anointed. Where it says Lord's anointed. That's what threw me off a little. But anyway, but look at this. He wouldn't dare. How many women would say, man, you know something? I know I got my girlfriends telling me to usurp my husband because he ain't right, because he's not, he may be drinking. I don't know. Whatever excuse. I know it can't be as bad as this when a man is trying to kill you. And a lot of time you got women leaving their men and they haven't even been touched physically. Just because they feel abuse. They feel that he's not following God. Whatever rhyme or reason. You have a man literally bringing 3,000 men to try to kill you. You would think he have every right to... self-defense, Second Amendment. Oh, I don't know if they had a Second Amendment before. But David, if he owns a Second Amendment, he can say, man, I got to defend myself. He's trying to kill me. I don't care if he's king. He wouldn't even touch him. He says, I will not put forth my hand against my master, the Lord, my Lord, for he is Yah's anointed. Do you guys see this? Is this not a good example? But I want to show you something, how Saul responds. This is what you can do. What does the word says? Let's just keep on reading. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this thing together here. Go. Keep
Moreover,
reading.
my father, see the skirt of thy robe in my hand. For in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe and killed thee not. Know thou and see that there is neither evil nor transgression in my hand. And I have not sinned against thee. Yet thou huntest my soul to take it.
Wow. I mean, King David, you have a good excuse, man. You've been anointed. This guy's coming after you. You have every right, man. But he's so honorable, so honorable. You won't even touch him. I mean, look what he's doing. But then you got people do it for less. They'll dishonor their pastor. They'll dishonor the shepherd. They'll dishonor their husband. For less. For less. They say, oh, well, men don't understand. Well, tell that to King David. You tell that to King David. He doesn't understand. You sisters out there dishonoring you. I can't tell you how many families I've heard. Families being broken up for less than what's going on right here. Mm-hmm. For less. You don't even got to even put a finger. You don't even got to put a finger on you just because of feelings and emotions and opinions, perceptions. And then you just ignore what the word says. Well, hey, maybe I'm taking this out of context. Let's see. Guys, if I'm saying anything wrong, please comment. Comment, guys. I'm just trying to do this. I'm just trying to show you. You got the husband, you got the bride. But let's see. Keep reading.
Yahweh judge between me and thee, and Yahweh avenge me of thee. But my hand shall not be upon you.
He says, I'm not doing this stuff. I'm going to let Yah judge between me and you. I'm not taking this into my own hand. Keep reading.
As saith the proverb of the ancients, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked, but my hand shall not be upon thee.
Keep reading.
After whom is the king of Israel come out? After whom dost thou pursue? After a dog? After a flea? Yahweh therefore be judge, and judge between me and thee, and see, and plead my cause, and deliver me out of thy hand. And it came to pass, when David had made an end of speaking these words unto Saul, that Saul said, Is this thy voice, my son, David? And Saul lifted up his voice and wept. And he said to David, Thou art more righteous than I, for thou hast rewarded me good, whereas I have rewarded thee evil. And thou hast showed this day how that thou hast dealt well with me. For as much as when Yahweh had delivered me into thy hand, thou killest me not. For if a man find his enemy, will he let him go well away? Wherefore Yahweh reward thee good, for that thou hast done unto me this day. And now behold, I know well that thou shalt surely be king, and that the kingdom of Israel shall be established in thy hand. Swear now therefore unto me by Yahweh, that thou wilt not cut off my seed after me, and that thou wilt not destroy my name out of my father's house.
So you have King Saul recognize. I'll keep reading. I'll let you finish that.
And David sware unto Saul, and Saul went home, but David and his men gat them up unto the hold.
So look at this. You got King Saul even recognizing, like, wow, this man, he said, surely you will be king. He's saying, surely. He can see, like, wow, you had an opportunity. Because King Saul probably saying, man, I would have done. Look what he's doing now. He's not even, look at the wicked flee with no one pursue, but the righteous is bold as a lion. You know what I'm saying? He's literally trying to kill David because he's jealous. He's coveting him, even though he's the king. He's literally trying to take it. He feels threatened by him. He's not doing anything. He's like, bro, I'm not even trying to hurt you. Why are you coming after me like this stuff? You're coming after me this stuff. And he's thinking like, man, you had an opportunity. He said, if that was me, I would have surely killed you. I would have not been honorable. I don't care. I would have used all the excuses. The fact that you were rejected, anointed, boom, boom, boom. And King, he says, surely you will be king. But I want to show you something. Go to 1 Peter. Go to eSword, because I don't think we have this one here, because I meant to start here. But go to 1 Peter chapter 2.
What verse?
Verse 14. Or start at verse 13. Are you guys following? Is this good? Are you guys good? Please give me a 10 if you guys are doing good. See if you guys are active. All right.
1 Peter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2.
Verse 13.
Verse 13. All right. I got one. Bernard.
I didn't give you that, right?
No,
Okay. Just double checking.
All right, good. Everybody's with me? Okay, good. I'm watching here on the chat here. So now listen to this. So you go to verse 10. Do I want to start at verse 10? No, I'll start at verse 11. Let me see here. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to start at 13. Okay, start at 13. He says, submit. Can you read that? Start at 13. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 13. Read.
Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man, for Yahweh's sake.
For Yahweh's sake. So why do we submit to every ordinance? For Yahweh's sake. And we're not talking about the wicked ass government. We're talking about Yah's people, his kingdom, his tribe. Not this wicked sin, because everybody want to go in there and use that. This is not the same thing. Don't even go there. We're talking about the relationship between a man and a woman. We're talking about the relationship between a shepherd that Yah has anointed. Pastor Dow has been anointed. And I'm telling you, the man has been anointed. If you ever met Pastor Dow, you would know that you know in your spirit. If you have the Ruach HaKodesh, you can't help but to know that man's been anointed. Can you guys tell? Can you guys tell? Or is it just me? I've been around a lot of great men. I've been around presidents of the United States. I've been around governors. I've been around superstars. And I'm telling you, Pastor Dow, I mean, he surpasses them by far. It's night and day. All these other people are pale in comparison. I remember talking to Rob Mathis, and Rob says, man, you see that man? He said that's the most powerful man in the world. That's what brought me. You talk about Rob, who won the Super Bowl. You talk about a man who met a lot of people just like I have. And when we look at Pastor Dow, I don't care if he's in the boonies. Pastor Dow is anointed. He's not your pastor because he's not a pastor. He went to college and got a degree. I don't even know what his education background is, but I tell you this much: he's been anointed. Y'all use the foolish thing to shame the wise, and use the weak thing of the world to shame the strong. Yeah, pastor don't got a degree. You won't find nothing in his office that tells him he got some type of pastoral degree. You'll see that he's been in the military. You'll see that. What does that have to do with being a pastor? But he's a Jeremiah 3:15 pastor.
Hallelujah.
Right? So it says, submit yourself to every ordinance of man for Yah's sake, whether it be the king as supreme. Go.
Or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well. For so is the will of Yah, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
Listen to this. He says that you will put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Did David not put to silence Saul? Did you not see that? He says, surely you have been righteous. He says, you surely will be king. He says, hey, can you just read, please don't cut off my seed? Can you do, I mean, he's making deals, but he already can see that this man, this is a special guy. I can see clearly why Yah has chosen you as king. He already knows that there's right on the wall. He knows he's done. And guys, I'm just reading about the first attempt. David had a second attempt. And same thing, he put him to silence. Do you guys see this stuff? It's right in line with what Paul's talking about, what Peter's talking about here. Can you guys see that? Now keep reading. Keep reading. Now let me see here. Now go all the way down to. Or did we get all the way down to 1 Peter? Let's go to. Is it
where we left off?
Okay, this is where we left off. Read verse 23 as an example.
Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye are healed. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls.
Okay, now listen to this. Now look at the next passage. I want you to see this. I'm not making this thing up. He goes in and talks about the relationship between a governor, kings. He talks about master servants relationship. He even talks about the example of Yeshua. I just went through a whole example of the mystery. You have the church, you have Christ and the bride, right? You have the church, right? You see how they react, right? You see this. You look, and you can go through all the scriptures and see this little category. This is why I know how to be a good bride, a good servant. And what do I always say? You guys hear me say, all I want to do, what do you guys hear me here? No, I say I just want to be an asset to Straightway. Yeah. I just want to be an asset. It's real easy. My job is easy. All I got to do is listen to the shepherd. That's it. All I got to do, listen. And I can't tell you how many times people have tried to come to me and say, KGB, Kabir, man, you don't need pastor, man. Man, you a celebrity in your own right. You can go and do your own YouTube. You can do your own thing. You don't need pastor's just using you. I said, damn it, he can use me. I'm here to serve him. I'm here to help him do what Yah's called him to do. That's what I'm in here. Whatever platform, little, big, whatever it is, it's for his benefit right now. Because he's the man of the hour, and I'm here to submit to him. And he's a good shepherd. Is he not?
Yeah.
Is he not a good shepherd?
That's
everything. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to do the things I'm doing right now if it wasn't for Pastor. I thank Yah for Pastor Dow. I thank Yah for Straightway Truth Ministry. I thank Yah for all the people, all the Mother Carol, Teacher Shane, Elder Ben, all the people that was there back in the days, encouraging Pastor, coming alongside and being a helpmeet to Pastor Dow. Even Pastor Dow, I mean, you see him shedding tears, talking about, man, if it wasn't for all these people, there wouldn't be a Straightway. I'm here to lift up pastors. His head is I'm here to lift him up, to make his job light as possible, whatever I can do in the little responsibility I have here at Straightway Truth Ministry. Do you guys hear me?
Yep.
We all can be brides. You have an opportunity to be a bride. I'm also a husband when it comes to my Shia. I'm also a husband when it comes to community. I got to be a husband to my brothers and be able to make sure I provide food, shelter, make sure they have everything they need. They don't have to worry. It comes to me when they have issues, deal with that. So that, and then when the big heavy, man, then I got to go to my husband. I got to go to Pastor Dow, the shepherd. Say, man, this is a heavy one. I mean, this is above my pay grade. I need some help. So now you're going through this whole thing. And then this is what it says right here. Look what it says next. Read verse 1. Slow down, okay? Just really, what does it say? What's the first one it says?
Likewise.
Say that again.
Likewise.
Say that again.
Likewise.
Likewise what? Everything we just been saying, this whole thing, it says likewise. So just like what you read before, so women, sisters, you want to know how to deal with an unbelieving husband? Then do what everything we just talked about. Do what David did with King Saul. Follow the example of Yeshua HaMashiach himself. Be an example of a servant is to a master. Be an example. This is it right here. Likewise. There's nothing different here. Keep reading. Likewise, what?
Ye wives.
Ye wives. This is your answer. So whoever sent me that, here's your answer. So I just went through a whole story of a man who actually had to submit under, I'm talking about stressful conditions. His life was at stake. His very soul was at stake. And Satan tried to use that to tempt him to say, man, you have an opportunity. He had all of the excuses to be able to say, man, I was anointed. How should I have known? How would I have known? This guy's king. When Torah says you can just go murder somebody because you're the king. He had all the excuses, and you got people leaving this ministry for less. You got people breaking up homes. Foolish women. What was it says? Wise women builds up their house, but foolish women builds up, tear down, plug down their house with their hands for less. For less. Bringing the police, bringing the government, bringing these Gentiles into the family situation, destroying homes because they feel that their husband is not a believer or he's abusing me. And I'm not talking about physical abuse. I wish there would be more of that where we can see, okay, now we can see clearly it's abuse. But even under those circumstances, Yah doesn't even give us any excuse for a woman to do what she's doing nowadays. Not even that. Not even that. Right. I'm not advocating abuse, spousal abuse. I'm just telling you, this is what the word say. Don't get mad at me. That's what the word say. And we have a protocol. Let a man put his hands on his woman and see what happens. Mm-hmm. If you're in this mission, you see what happens. Mm-hmm. Watch what happens. If you're in the faith, man, we will deal with you personally. We won't call 911. You will wish we called 911 when we're done with your ass. But if you're not in the ministry, we'll just have the woman drop 911 and call it on you. So we have a way to deal. So don't even go there and think that that's what I'm saying. But you got women dishonoring their husband, dishonoring their community head, dishonoring ultimately the shepherd for less. For less. But let's get back on top. You want to know how to submit to a unbelieving husband? Let's see how that looks like. Likewise, ye wives. Read.
Be in subjection.
Be in what?
Subjection.
Then it says to usurp?
No.
Then it says you can walk away?
Subjection.
In subjection to who?
To your own husband.
To your own husband. I know in the world that we live in, it's okay not to be subjected to your own husband. What has Pastor Dow talked about? What do you talk about that word? What's that word? Euphemism. They use a nice word, subjection. What does that mean? That can mean anything, subjection. It says, obey your own husband. Be under obedience to your own husband. But they try to hide it. They say, what's the most least? Like, let's tone it down. We don't want people to know what subjection means. And let's divide it. Let's put chapters and let's just make this seem like it's a different one because we don't want them to actually think that we want the woman to be a servant to her own husband. We got to separate it. I bet you that's why that's chapter 1, verse 1, to make it seem like it's a whole new thought. Nope. You go back. Likewise, they probably put it on a whole different page so you can't even connect. Hey, wait a minute, this is connected. No, I mean, they do everything to try to hide that a woman is a servant to her master, to her husband. Guys, am I making this thing up?
Nope.
Keep reading.
That if any obey not the word.
Now they put in there obey. If the husband ain't obeying, they love to put that. You could have put be obedient to your own husband. But when it comes to the man not obeying, you see, look at, he's not obeying. He's not obeying. Keep reading. This is for a husband who's not obeying the word. Read.
They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Conversation. Look, they try to hide that again. You know, euphemism. What was it?
Euphemism.
Euphemism. That's you go back and look at the Shabbat service. That's what Pastor was talking about. How they write in these words, euphemism, words that it doesn't not meaning, but pretty much saying by a woman's own behavior, not conversation. See a woman like, oh, you see, I'm gonna sit here and give him this book, and I'm gonna tell him that he's not a good husband. I'm just doing what the Bible says. My conversation. So I'm gonna just I'm just gonna be contentious. I mean, like just nipping in your ears all day long and drive you crazy because the Bible says by my conversation I can win you over. So I'm gonna win you by my conversation. It has nothing to do with your conversation. You look behind the English word, it has to do with your behavior, your way of life, your example.
Yep.
See, you see how they throw that, and then the woman take this out of context. Euphemism. Is that what we call euphemism?
Yeah, euphemism.
Forgive me for not even knowing. That's what we learned today. Euphemism. That's a euphemism there too. Conversation. Who usually say by your conversation? If you don't know, who talks like that? By your conversation. Okay. Start having a conversation with your husband. No, that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about being obedient and you win him by your own change, like what David did. Saul couldn't even deny by his conversation, his manner of life, how he dealt with the situation. He said, surely you will be king. Surely you will be king. You are more righteous than I. Are you guys following me?
Yes, brother.
Keep reading.
While they behold your chaste conversation, coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold or of putting on apparel.
Man, it'll work in Christianity. You putting on apparel, makeup. Oh, man. That's a righteous woman in Christianity. She's looking good, showing some cleavage and everything. And then she puts on that little cry. What did Pastor put on his Patreon? He put that thing about that woman who killed her babies and blamed it on a black man. Saying a black man. And really, in reality, she took the car and wrote it down the thing and blamed it. And then finally it came out. And then even still in jail, she's now trying to have sex with one of the security guards, and she did, and he lost his job. He said that woman, and look what the guy said, she's very manipulative, straight up. But in Christianity, oh man, a Jezebel woman, looking good, young, man, all the pastor want to get up in her panties. Oh, you better believe it, and they just believe whatever she said. They're like, hey, well, yeah, and they want to come in there and try to be a hero to a wicked ass woman, straight up. You guys think I'm making this thing up, man? You think I'm talking from personal experience, but I'm not going there. Keep reading. We're gonna keep on reading. Go.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
Meek and quiet. See, a lot of them stop at conversation. They just drop the book and start just nagging their husband. They just drop the book. Conversation. There you go. Now I'm gonna try to win you over because you ain't a good husband. We need to talk. We need to talk. No. Keep reading, woman. Keep reading. They just start manifesting. They don't want you reading anymore. That's the euphemism again. That's what we talking about. See, look, we listen to our pastor, our shepherd. Euphemism. Keep on. So what it says, quiet, meek, and quiet spirit. Keep going.
Which is in the sight of Yah of great price.
Keep going.
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women, also who trusted in Yah.
These are the holy women of Yah of old, who trusted in Yah. Let's see what their manner of life was like. Let's go.
Adorn themselves.
How did they adorn themselves?
Being in subjection.
Being in subjection to your own what?
Husbands.
To what? To your own what?
Husband.
Look at this. How many of you women are doing this stuff? You want me to answer your question? This is what you need to do. Do what David did with King. Do what Jesus did for the Father. Do what he did. When you're dealing with a husband who's not a believer, this is how you respond. Just like a servant is to a master. That is how you are to respond. Keep going.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
Obeyed. We got the bad word in there. That's a bad word in Christianity. Obey? No, we're partners. What do you mean obey? No, that's abuse. That's abuse, oppression. You can't. What do you mean obey? You're partners. Now, if it's okay for the husband to obey the woman, now that's perfectly fine. You know what did they say? I got to talk to the old lady. I got to talk to the boss lady. I mean, that's not. No one will ever correct you in Christianity. But if you say no, I got to talk to my master. I'm talking about they will freaking flip. Did I tell you when I went on my business trip? I went on to my business trip, right? I brought my Ishaya. I brought Sister Bree, right? So anybody know Sister Bree? Does Sister Bree talk a lot?
No.
She's quiet. I'm talking about, it's like a church mouse, right? She's quiet. You don't even know what's going on, right? She go in there and go get my food. She go in there and get I'm telling you, everybody, this is how they're eating. They're sitting here eating this breakfast. We had a different table, by ourselves because we kind of got there late or whatever. So we sitting there and we just eating and they're just acting like they're eating. And then Bree, I sit down, Bree go gets my food, bro. I'm telling you, when I look back, you think this is all they were doing. You think it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But this is what they were doing when no one was looking. Oh, yeah, and then when you say it like this, no, hey, I do. And you want the woman to admit, one of the women actually admitted. She said, I'm going to be honest. When I saw that, we're talking later in the day now, right? I don't know if it's the same, it's probably the same day. Later in the day, you know what she said? She said it made her cry, her skin crawl. You would think Bree came in there and started snapping her finger. They said it made her skin crawl. And this is just a righteous woman, a holy woman of Yah. And you know what made her crawl? That she obeyed her husband, that she was serving her master. That's what made them crawl. But when you looked at them, they were like this. Oh, how you doing? They're just talking. And they don't even know what to do. And you're talking about women who work. You're talking about women who are established, attorneys and financial. I'm talking about these are women who work. And these are educated women. Educated women. And I can tell you right now, when they walked into Bree, you didn't see Bree looking at them and says, wow, look at that. Wow, look at these educated women. She wasn't paying no mind. The only thing she was checking out was me. I was the apple of her eye. She's looking at me. And they're checking her out. Why? Not because she's going there giving attitude. They were checking her out because they were watching a true woman.
Probably for the first time.
For the first time, they saw a woman acting in her role. That was shocking. It was like they saw an alien. Straight up. Guys, I can't make... I really wish I would have filmed that whole situation. And I said, Bree, were you checking them out? No, but they were checking you out. Not because you look like them, because you look like a woman. You see that? You guys see that? Keep reading. Where are we?
Verse 6.
I digress. Let's go back.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
Ooh-wee. Go. Hit it. Go slow on this one. Calling him what?
Calling him master.
Calling him master. I tell you, man, when they hear a woman call their man master, I'm telling you, they freaking flip. They're like, man, is this maybe there's sex trafficking going on? These people really flip. Like, what makes a woman call her man a master? They flip. I'm talking, bro. You should see. They try not to show any face expression. They try to keep that poker face, right? And you can see now, like
flip like a pancake.
They're like what the? What? They can't even help it. They break character. Is that your name? No, my name is Kabir. That's my name. But to her, I'm master. Man, I tell you, they just
it's like
flip.
when you called your former teammate's house and she says, "Let me go get my master."
Yeah, you're my lord. I'm like, what?
I don't know what to call you.
I didn't know what to call him. Bro, I'm telling you guys, this is straight up. See, when you're a righteous woman, that's how the world. You will put. You know what? You know what Bree did? Let me tell you what Bree did. With the way Bree carried herself, her conversation, but really just her manner of life, the way she carried herself, she put them to silence. When she walked into the room, it wasn't because she was going around showing her cleavage and shaking it around. No, she just walked into a room and she was serving her master. And it just put everybody to silence. When we had breakout sessions, we had to talk. They didn't even want to talk. They were sitting there saying, shit, what can we say? We the people
looking at you, waiting for you to
These
talk.
are people who live the word. What can we say? Let them talk first. And then what I did, I just let them squirm in their seat. I'm like, hey, you guys, this is your conference. I'm just kind of here. What do you want to do? Why you got to come in? Why you pointing at me? I'm looking. Why you pointing at us? You know? I'm telling you, man. Now, for the first time, now being part of Straightway, being this truth, I can now say I don't look like the world. I don't even look like a Christian. Even amongst Christians, we are strange, peculiar people. But when I was in Christianity, you couldn't tell the difference between us and the world. Am I ranking this thing up?
That's right.
I'm talking about, I'm amongst Christian. I'm talking about superstar Christian. We had Chip Ingram. Is that his name? Chip Ingram? Some guy with some radio personality pastor. We look even different amongst Christians. And if they knew who we were, they would have, I think they would have put us on one of those chandeliers and hung me up and not even think twice about it. And took pictures back in the days. Look at this. Shit. Anyway, let me just, let's keep reading here. So Sarah obeyed, calling him what? Master, Lord, right? But if you look, but master, go. Who's what?
Whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well. and are not afraid with any amazement.
Not afraid. Was David afraid? No, he wasn't afraid. He said, hey, I'm going to submit to this man. I'm okay. I don't have to take him out early. I'm going to let Yah. What does Yah says? He opposes the proud and what? Exalt the humble. He said, in due time, your time will come. How many people wants to, sit here and say, well, pastor's not moving fast enough, or the community head's not moving fast, or my husband's not moving fast enough, and then we do all these different things instead of saying something in due time. He has a master. If Yah wants him to do something, sometimes Yah doesn't even let the master or the husband or the shepherd move because he's dealing with us. Because we want it on our timetable, instead of saying, not my will, but your will be done attitude. We instead of saying, let me decrease so he may increase attitude. We wait on his time. But no, we want everything on our timetable. And when it's not on our timetable, then we say that they're disobeying Yah because it's not on their timetable. Guys, I'm telling you, we have so many ways to justify our disobedience. And you think that when you're rejecting the shepherd, you're rejecting your husband, you're rejecting whoever is ruling over you, you think you're rejecting them, but you're really rejecting Yah. I hope you guys see what I'm saying here. Finish. Keep reading.
Likewise, ye husbands.
Now, see, look at it. You thought I was going to stop there. I'm going to go there. I don't have it on here because you put. But read likewise, ye husbands too. Likewise. So guess what? You know why they're saying likewise? Because the husband can also be a bride too. Likewise. The same thing with the master, the servant, the Jesus example, the wife. He's coming right in. Husbands, likewise. Can you show that on eSword? Because I don't want anybody to think I'm making this thing up.
Where are we?
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. You say, well, how come you stop there? No, I'm not going to stop. I'll read the whole thing for you. Go there. Verse 10, likewise. Isn't that mean? That word key is likewise, similar. Just what you read before. Just what you read before that. Just what you read before that. Likewise. Likewise what? Just what we read before. The husband too. Read.
Ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Hey, this is not me understanding. If you read a lot of these other versions, like the NIV and all this stuff, it says live with them according to understanding, meaning understanding way, understand that women, they're pertsy and, you don't want to make them feel bad. And no, that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about the science of women. You need to know how wicked they are. You men, know how wicked they can be. How important it is for you to rule over them and not let them just go their way. They need you to rule over them. Give them direction, command them, direct them, shape them according to your likeness. But the whole goal is to shape them in such a way that you can so they'll be set apart and prepared for Yah. Keep reading.
Giving honor unto the wife.
Wow, we have to honor our wife. Giving honor to the wife. Isn't that crazy? But our world wants us to dishonor our women. Dishonor them. They want us to dishonor our head. They want us to, the world teaches us how to dishonor. I tell you, man, Christianity is about hate. They teach you how to hate Yah and how to hate your neighbor. They teach you how to hate your wife. They teach you how to hate your husband. They teach you how to hate those who rule over you and make it seem like bad. Good is now bad and bad is good. You see how this is work? We are called to honor them. How? Let's read.
Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
Wow, she's a weaker vessel. Not equal, so I guess we're not the same. She's a weaker vessel. Keep reading.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Hey, some verses say partners. No, we're not partners or co-equal. I tell you, these euphemisms. What they call euphemism. These are you. But this King James got this one right. Go.
That your prayers be not hindered.
So men, does this mean that when you have this a type of authority, because these women are in a situation that they have no grounds to leave you. They really don't. They are bound to you to the day you die, or unless you release them through a bill of divorce and put them away. But they're bound to you. And so if you think you can use this opportunity to abuse your women, man, I'm telling you, your prayers, you have something coming. Yah's going to have something coming for you. And I got stories that I can, not stories, but historical facts that you can see in the Bible, how Yah dealt with wicked ass husbands. Wicked ass husbands. It says right here that your prayers would not be hindered. I don't want my prayer being hindered. I love Yah too much. I want him to hear my prayers. It's hard, man. I want him to hear my prayers. So that's why I do right by my woman. That's why I do right by this community. Because if I do wrong to Yah's people, this is his children. Whoo, man. I got to do right by them. I don't want to be wicked. I don't want him to reject me like he rejected King Saul. Because when you do wrong by Yah's people, he will reject you. And that spirit that was on you will come off, and he will put a spirit that will trouble you. I don't want that. So husbands, same thing. So it's not only about the women submit to the women submit to the husband, but husband, don't be live with them according. Understand what understand how women are, the nature of women, and don't let her happy wife, happy life. That's not good. Your prayers won't be happy. It will be hindered.
Yep.
That's abusing your woman. That's being hateful.
No, you
You're not treating, because you dishonor your head and not acknowledging and honor her as the weaker vessel. She's the weaker vessel. She needs you to be strong. She needs you to rule over her. So anyway, have you finished? So guys, I hope that that's pretty much. I mean, we did that pretty good, but I hope that this gets you guys thinking. We all play our part. This goes right back to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 32. I tell you about the mystery. This is between, you talk about Christ and the church, the great mystery. This is a mystery. And when you look throughout the scripture, the Torah, the epistles, you can see. And I'm just telling you, this is how I kind of look at it stuff. So if I want to know how to be a good bride, I look at all of these things when I read in the Bible. When I take my time to read it, I look to see how did they do it right. And I look how they do it wrong. I look at what Saul did. What he did was wrong. I'm in the same situation as in a small scale, in a minutia scale. I'm in the same boat as King Saul when it comes to this community at Straightway Praise Land. I'm like the king. I'm anointed for this moment because Pastor Dow chose me. So in a way, he said, Kabir, you the head. And he told her, you guys obey Kabir. I said, Pastor, hey, they do what you tell them to do. I said, okay. So I don't want to take this and lord over them. I don't want to take my authority and abuse them. Do I abuse you guys? Not at all. Do I try to lord over you guys? No. I try to give them respect. These are my brothers, my sisters. So just because I have this authority, I don't try to abuse it because I understand that if I abuse that, it's not going to be well with me. I don't want my prayers being hindered. That's how I treat the situation. Same thing with my woman. Isn't it interesting in Christianity? Isn't it interesting? I'm the same guy that's abusive. I'm considered abusive. To one woman. One woman can just completely tell the whole Christian community that I abuse her. Isn't that amazing? I'm the same guy. Didn't the word say that a good tree produces what? Good fruit. And a bad tree produces what? Bad fruit. But guess what? In Christianity, guess what? And the way this thing is set up, let's look at this. I'm still the same guy. I'm still Brother Kabir. Still the guy that loved Jesus. But according to Christianity, I abuse my authority. I'm abusive. I got me a woman that would not tell you that I abuse her. I got I mean, you don't think there'll be one person that's at Straightway Praise Land. You don't think there'll be one person here that says, Kabir, yes, you abuse your power. I can't find one brother, but you can get one woman and everybody takes her word. I mean, it does the word say 2 or 3 witnesses what? Establish all things. And here you only have one witness. I'm abusive. If I was abusive with my ex-wife, right? Would I not be abusive with you guys? Yes. If I was abusive with the one woman, wouldn't I be abusive with my new woman? You guys see my new woman. Did she walk around look like she's getting beat up around black eyes or whatever? Kicking her around? Huh?
No.
I mean, come on, guys. Don't be afraid, man. Come on. I mean,
you said black guys?
Like getting punched in the eyes.
Black eyes.
Yeah, black eyes.
Black guys.
Oh no, black eyes. No.
Like
punch. I mean, guys, come on, be honest, guys. You know what did Kuruku say? What did he say? What did he say?
Do I have to answer with the gun in my head right
No.
now? I'm just messing. There is no gun. I'm kidding.
You say, don't be afraid. Just speak your mind. Guys, speak your mind right now. Pastor's watching this right now, so I can't do anything right now. You guys can say, Pastor, help. Have you guys called out and say, help, Pastor, we need help? SOS. I mean, you guys got signs in the backyard where you hoping that a plane drive by says, help. We've been held against our will. Are you guys being like that?
No, not at all.
Don't I rebuke you guys when I need to?
Yes.
Don't I correct you?
Yes.
Don't I love you?
Yes.
Man, so there's got to be rebuking. See, they look at it as love. So, guys, I'm just saying, I just bring this.
Man loves to rebuke.
That's what I'm saying. It just blows my mind how the same tree can be good in one sense, and you talk about one man. I'm gonna go online. Jordan, be honest, man. Do I lord over you? Do I abuse my authority here?
Not at all.
Brother Ryan, do I abuse my authority?
Not at all.
Brother Fred, do I abuse my authority?
No.
Brother David, do I abuse my authority?
Nope.
Man, that's 4 people. And if I brought my Ishai here, she would say the same thing.
There's proof. I was free to leave for a week.
Yo, see, look
I came
at
back to take
he
care of
left he left, and we even paid for whatever he needed. Did we not?
Yeah.
Did you feel like, man, I don't have any money? I'm like, I'm not gonna eat.
No, I had no worries.
We took care of him.
Which allowed me to take care of all the logistics without any conflicting emotional tolls.
So, guys, I hope you guys understand the same thing. I'm the bridegroom when it comes to this community. I'm the bridegroom when it comes to my woman, but I'm also a bride when it comes to Pastor Dow, our shepherd, or to elders, or to any of those people with titles. I'm young anyway, so I'm a shepherd. When it comes to even Pastor Court, all those people, I am a bride. And all I want to do, what do I always talk about? I just want to please Pastor Dow. I want Pastor Dow says good and well. You're doing a great job. When Pastor Dow come here and says you're doing a good job, when he tells me what I need to do to get better, that's all I want to do. I listen to what Pastor is saying. I listen to what the shepherd is saying, and I try to make it happen. And do I just try to just half-ass do it, guys?
No.
Man, everything when we do it, we try to do it big, and we try to do it with excellence. As if we're doing it for Jesus. We're not even doing it for Pastor, but we are doing it for Pastor. Is that how I do it? Yeah. I'm doing it for Jesus. I'm even all the way down to the bathroom. I'm saying, if Jesus came in here, how do we want this to look like? Is that true?
That's true.
Man, come on, George. Am I making this thing up?
I'm making it up.
See, look it. So everything we do is with excellence. Why? Because I serve the Most High Yah. And I want to make sure that if he came in here or if an angel came in here, I want to be able to say, man, well done, a good and faithful servant. You were faithful with the toilet. Man, I'm going to put you in charge of a whole bunch of other toilets. You guys feel me? So anyway, that's pretty much, I hope this was, I was pretty pumped about this study, because you have an opportunity where a guy had all of the excuses to the point where his life was on the line. And even to the very end, he submitted to that king. Unfortunately, he couldn't be in the same place with him because he was trying to kill him. So the best thing he could do was just remove himself from that and let Yah. And when Yah removed King Saul, King David became the second king of Israel in Israel's history. That's how you do it. So if you were a man that you feel is not doing Yah's way and he's not going to change, and you truly are a daughter of Zion, guess what? And you can't win him over. If you can't, because he didn't say it's guaranteed. He says that you may win him over. You may, meaning that it may not happen. But guess what? I know this much. If you truly are what you say you are, Yah will remove that man and get you a better man. We have stories of that. So anyway, you can close.
Yeah. So we're going to be in about 5 minutes. Once we close, we're going to be going on to Patreon. We still have yet to set up the video or the voice call for questions. So we're going to do more of a private setting, kind of how we did last time for the test. And then we might take some questions on the chat. But this is going to be moved to the Patreon side. So, but to wrap things up here, guys, thank you, Brother Kabir, for the great show. Thank you for just speaking truth, and I hope that it just edified somebody out there. I know it edified me to continue to stay in my role as a husbandman to my wife, and then also as a husband or a bridegroom, a bride to those who are above me. So appreciate that, Brother Kabir. In terms of announcements, so what we got coming up is Sister to Sisters coming up this week. Every single Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. You guys make sure you go and check that out because Sister Ashley is currently taking a small break. We have Elder Rufus and Mother Jennifer, and we can say mother now, right?
Yeah, mama,
yep.
Mm-hmm. Be obedient to your. Hey, you like my concubine. Don't disrespect her shit. No, just joking. Don't disobey. No, go.
Right. So we can call her mother now. Yeah. And
not right now. He has an anointing. He says mom.
Oh.
Mom
okay.
Until he officially anoints her.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, Mama Jennifer.
Yes.
Until further notice.
Yes.
But soon to be mother.
Mm-hmm.
So hallelujah for that. And it's definitely well deserved, I would say, because she definitely has that spirit of her mother to those around.
And look
who know her report.
And look at her who her husband is, Elder Rufus.
Exactly.
So that's Elder Rufus. That's a seal of who he is and what he's poured into that woman. Yep. So that's why we call her mom. So that tells you. And guess what? Elder Rufus is an elder, and he's an asset to Pastor Dow. I mean, so that's a man after Pastor Dow's heart too.
Elders, yeah.
Chief, yeah. So you can see, man, it flows
down.
It flows down.
Yep.
And so she most definitely deserves that recognition, and we'll wait until it's official, but we'll call her Mama Jennifer until that official anointing. Yep.
Next, we have Blog Talk Radio with Pastor Dow every single Friday on 6th day at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are streaming it on Straightway Live now on YouTube, so you can still go to Blog Talk on the online -church.org, or you can join us if it's more convenient on youtube.com/Straightway Live every single Friday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Pastor Dow does a Blog Talk Radio show where he takes your calls. Lately, he's been more preaching and teaching on there than taking calls. He did take some calls last week, so that was great. But all the information will be given on that day on the chat, so make sure you guys join in and listen to that. Saturday mornings, we have Shabbat service with Pastor, and when he's on town, it's usually an elder, but normally Pastor at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time at straightway.com/live. Also, we have it on youtube.com/straightway live for convenience purposes as well. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Brother Kabir, you want to give your last 2 words or whatever, and then we will switch and take a 5-minute break by stopping the show, and we'll be back on Patreon.
So, guys, I hope you guys that's not signed up for my Patreon that you will sign up. And we are putting some content on there. Being very. I mean, if anybody's on Patreon, you know that we keep it real. We keep it real, and there's a lot more transparent, and I can kind of just really just pour my heart out and just tell you what's really going on behind the scenes, and some of the stuff that motivates these shows. But guys, I hope, my heart of this stuff is, I'm very thankful to my shepherd, Pastor Dow, for allowing me to have this platform and allow me to be able to be a representative of Straightway Truth Ministry. I've been only in this ministry for 3 years, and I don't, in my mind, it's not like, I deserve this because of whatever I've done. I'm just honored that Pastor Dow has endorsed this show and endorsed what I'm doing here. But guys, I just want to be, like I tell the community here, I just want to be an asset to this, to Straightway Truth Ministry. I'm going to be an asset to Pastor Dow. And guys, we got to do it right, man. The time is coming. Yeah, I'm telling you, the King is coming. It's coming, guys, man. We need to get our act together. And we need to understand our role. We need to understand our role. We need to stop this stuff about questioning this and this and that. We have the best, out of everybody in the 42 years of my life and being in Christianity for 16 years and just all time, I'm telling you, the beauty about following our shepherd, Pastor Dow, is we have the book. We have the Holy Bible. We have a pastor that wants to be held accountable to the word of Yah. So he's not trying to do anything underhanded or anything. I've dealt with Pastor Dow so many days. We have a Pastor Dow that don't mind you checking his work. I can tell you he's the first person I've ever met in the capacity he's in that says, check my work. Most people don't want you checking their work. And if you try to use the word, they will somehow discipline you or scold you or make you look back and make you want to quit going to their church when you bring the word up. Pastor Dow is an honorable man. He's truly anointed. And so we got to get to the point that if this is where Yah has brought you, then you need to trust in what Yah has done. If Yah's put a man in your life, if this is your husband, you just got to say, okay, this is who my husband is. Even if he's not right, trust that if he's not the right man, he's being wicked, Yah will remove him and get you somebody better. But don't take it into your own hand just because you can. Just because you can go to the court system, just because you can walk away, or you go on your social media and try to make somebody's name bad, don't do it. Let Yah do it. Vengeance belongs to Yah. Yep. So guys, I hope this really encourage you guys to really think about what you're doing.
And you husbands, if you're back talking to leadership and your woman is listening, guess what you're teaching her? You're teaching her how to undermine your authority too.
Teaching her what
You don't
people
even
say
know
about
you're doing that. You're doing all these pillow talks. You're doing it. She's going to do it back to you. Or she sees you in meetings with other brothers talking bad about leadership. She's going to know that's okay to do that too.
Come on, bro.
So it's not about just what you're not saying or whatever, but she's watching you too. I'm very careful on how I do leadership. Even when there's even a question, I'm even going back to check to make sure I'm good. Don't I do that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do anything to go against the shepherd. And if you ever tell me anything, you better believe I'm a snitch. I'm very comfortable being called a snitch. If you say something bad, you better believe it's done. You just told Pastor Dow. I'm the company's man. Whatever you want to call it. I'm very comfortable being the company's man, a snitch, a teacher's pet, whatever you want to call it. It does not bother me. If you tell me something that goes against the shepherd, you better believe he's going to know. Straight up. So I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy. And if you tell my guys, guess what? It's this message you told me and you told Pastor. That's how we roll. You guys hear me?
Yes,
so
sir.
don't do it. So if you want to sit there and want to do a kook, or you want to do the great what they call it, the great Exodus, don't talk to my ass, because I promise you, Pastor would know. As soon as I get off the phone with you or get off talking to you, guess what? I'll be texting Pastor, say, are you available? And we'll be having a chit chat, and Pastor Dow will know immediately. Do you hear what I'm saying? Immediately. So I'm not the guy. And straightway Praiseland is not the people. Don't talk to them, because we will tell. Because it's led by me. So we are snitches.
Yes.
Yeah, snitches get riches. So I'm not that. Now, if you do something with the government, you don't have to worry about me. I ain't saying shit. I'm like Rahab on that, huh? I think they went this way. So if this is about the government, see, you get, you can come to me.
We'll say that for
Yeah, we say that. So anyway, guys, hey, like always, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate you guys supporting. And please share this video for people that's struggling. There's a lot of sisters that always hit my thing saying that, what do you do when you do? I hope this answers your question. So I try to take the time to try to, come up with shows to be able to answer these questions. So remember, like I always say, be faithful in the little things. Shalom, shalom.
It's KGB, live show. We gon' set it right, live show. We only tell the truth, live show. We gon' set it right, live show. The truth straight way,
Straight from the scripture.
straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The truth straight way,
Straight from the scripture.
straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The true straight way. For this truth, they really hate me. I hit them like a safety. On my way to the mountaintop, ain't no way they gon' stop me. When you live this life, you only get one shot. Time is running out, but you keep looking at the clock. But for me and my household, we're gonna be doers of the word. It's KGB, live show. We gon' set it right, live show. We only tell the truth, live show. We gon' set it right, live show. The true straight way,
Straight from the scripture.
straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The true straight way,
Straight from the scripture.
straight way.
To you straight, no chaser.
The true straight way.